George Umeh. I serve as a North London coordinator here in the United Kingdom. And tonight is going to be, once again, returns on the section of critical analysis and gatekeepers of IPOB have once again they have assembled themselves on this platform to set the record.
Coach, right. Thank you. And I'm going to bring Mazi EZEJI in for him to introduce himself before we go forward.
Yeah, Mazi. Good to see you. Good to see you.
There we Thank you.
We've been on the ground as usual. Mazi EZEJI is my name. You know, I remain the same man. You know, nothing has changed. Always on the ground, doing what we're supposed to do to make sure that Biafra is restored and our leader is home safely. You know.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. Fellow Biafrans, and tonight we are going to do something differently. Gatekeepers has been known for our record breaking and setting record straight. We are the IPOB official gatekeepers, and it's voluntarily. It's not something that we are ascribing to ourselves to intimidate people or what's not. But it's solemnly that is a backup on this umbrella of IPOB that the less you expected, there's those that Chukwu Kabiama have appointed on this particular part to restore Biafra. And Mazi Nandekano himself is aware, because on one of his lamentations that all normally is a tradition, I always play it anytime we are ending our program. There is no men in Biafra land. That our men, our women, are very docile and imbecilic. And that is what our First Lady reiterated on the 1st of January 2023 on particular point that she made, underline that word, hashtag frontal lobe is the fundamental problem we are facing. So Mazi, tonight, we have come here to do justice to whatever that have been going on. You know, it's been a long while, Mazi. And I welcome you back because we have come a long way. A lot has happened. I'm not going to go into asking you what happened in Trafalgar Square tonight. Are we going to talk about that? Are we going to go back on the smell attack they labeled on you because we found out what they were doing on the company's house?
Yeah.
They've forgotten that we are here for a purpose. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu vouched that he 100 men. Chukwu Kabiama gave him that mandate, that 100 men with clean heart, that Biafra will be restored.
Yeah.
And we're not claiming that one of them. No, we are here to do a justice that when it is required. So Mazi, I will just give you a little bit of time for you to say one or two things concerning, you know, things you have since you've been absent. You know, I think you one time come online. I made a video when you were attacked Square by some hoodlums. They're not IPOBs for my own, if you ask me. So I will going to start from there. Let's lay a foundation to, you know, and get a foundation where we're going to start tonight. We've got a lot of things to talk about, but let's first, of course, we cannot, you know, isolate what happened in Trafalgar Square. Regardless of what has happened on the day they carry smear attack on you, and I called the moron that lives in South Africa, and I said to him, I didn't know I was on air, for the record. Because I reached out to him, first of all, one time he was talking about the Finland national coordinator and what transpired in Finland. That is when I know that Austin Alban is a garbage. Austin Alban was aware that a national coordinator was loaning money to an individual to send their goods back home, and he was aiding and abetting with it. And I reached out to him to tell him, my brother, such thing does not supposed to come on air. And after that, I didn't went back to him again. Second time was when I called him about the day he was talking about that, just bubble up him on Facebook. He was talking about Mazi EZEJI. I was like, okay. And when I had him say that Mazi EZEJI was holding his one, withholding our letter, I said, these people have gone too far. Then I have to call him. When I called him, listen, I didn't know I was still on. I didn't know he was still on live. And when I called, he said, "Oh, Maz George, Umeh just called." So I didn't catch it until when he started asking me some cynical. I said, "Why are you being cynical?" He said, "Oh, you didn't understand the English." I said, "But why?" He said, "Oh, you're live." I said, "Oh, I'm live." I said, "Fair enough. Since I'm live," I said, "Stop propagating falsehood against Mazi EZEJI. Mazi EZEJI does not live in London. He lives in Luton. That's number one. Number two, Onyendu, Radio Biafra address was Darlington Imo that lives in Southeast London. And all of them knew this, including China Sanwo, this idiot called China Sanwo. And when they fall back with him, at the time they brought his picture. You know, propaganda. For one day never raise. If I tell you the kind of hatred Darlington have on Uchemof, you won't believe it. This is things I'm talking about. I witnessed it. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But for one day, Uchemof never raise his picture and put it up on social media and talk about this is the man holding our letter. This is how ill these men are. That day I say, see these people, we need to do something dramatically against them. If not, my brother, what we're here to savage IPOB. So Mazi, my question to you is this. Take it from, you need to clarify this before we go forward. Because we are gatekeepers. It doesn't matter what happened. So I want you to go back on that particular accusation of that you are holding letter. Clarify it by yourself. Then we'll move forward from there. And there, Mazi.
Mazi, thank you so much. The point you have tried to elaborate. Gatekeepers and all these noisemakers on Facebook, we don't open our mouth to say anything without, number one, having evidence, proof, making sure that whatever we say, if we are called up tomorrow, to defend it, we have enough evidence to defend it. That's what we do. We don't do saga. No, we don't do saga. Why should we, this left-lane life will come and be doing saga? That rat in South Africa, that midget that makes noise, accused me that Mazi EZEJI, I was the one holding IPOB letters. All of you in United Kingdom, all of you knows me too well that, number one, I don't live even in central London, like you rightly said. I live away from London in the Midlands. And since this agitation started from day one, since 2000, far back 2012, till today, I never for one single day touched any letter belonging to IPOB. Talk less of holding anything. Because all these rats, what they do is that them will be empowering them, calling them privately. Oh, go and attack because they did it to me. They thought I was in their caliber, to call me to go and attack Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa posted something. Go and when I was telling them what happened in Company's House, that same day, they called me. There were about 5 of them calling me. I said, Mazi EZEJI, go out and Simon Ekpa said something. And I looked at all of them. Me to go and be discussing, talking about a little boy that lives in, even my first son is older than him. Why should I belittle myself to do things like that? I said, no, please. Check Company's House. What is going on there? This stupid Isaiah, that you see all of them. You see all of them that attack me as Trafalgar Square. If any of you lay your feet in UK, in London, you see London, again, then we shall know. Because all along they've been all doing all this, their nonsense, smear campaign, blackmail, cheap, lies, attacking people, innocent people here and there, thinking when they come to Facebook, and spill all those their garbage and blackmail, Biafrans will clap at them. Look at little rat thing, that midget. accusing me of holding letter when he knew that I never even touched any letter belonging to IPOB in UK, talk less of holding it. So why did he not come out again to tell Biafran, oh, Biafrans, I'm so sorry, Mazi EZEJI, I'm so sorry for accusing you falsely of holding letter. But it was their game, you know, they come, attack him. They think they can attack somebody like me. I am as pure. When you talk of purity, that's why I will always say you must be pure in your spirit, in your soul, in your mind, in your body. You see, to restore Biafra, not open your mouth. You say things you don't know about. When they ask you, can you defend it? You cannot. What is the crime I, Mazi EZEJI, committed against anybody? Can anybody tell me? They cannot. None of you. They will tell you, oh, you attacked DOS. Who is DOS? George, you're a member of DOS, you know. All the principal officers, they are members of DOS. But some of these Biafrans, some of our people, they lack knowledge, they lack understanding. They will say, oh, DOS is Chike, whatever DOS says stands. So Chike Dozie will be doing all sorts of rubbish, and then people like us will sit down and then allow him to destroy IPOB from within. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We've respected them, everybody's office. If you are assigned to do a job, do that job. Don't trespass. Don't go into other people's whatever. They tried that smear campaign on Canon. They tried that smear campaign on Nene. They tried smear campaign on you. They tried smear campaign on me. The people you are doing smear campaign, if they ask you what exactly did any of us do wrong, none of you can be able to defend it. And yet we have bundles of evidence, bundles of proof. Whatever that comes out, you see from this mouth, I have evidence to defend it any time, to prove it beyond reasonable doubt. They are angry because God used me to stop what they plan to execute against Mazi Namdekan. That's the crime I committed, isn't it? The company's house.
Yes, Mazi, you are.
That's the crime.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You are 100%.
That's the crime I committed against them, because I stopped the evil, the plan, executed. And it's there. It's a digital crime. It cannot, it's not something you can go and delete. You can't delete it. It's there till tomorrow. They sent us some idiots to call me. That rubbish boy that is in Germany. What is his name that comes out? Is it Biafra child? He was the one they sent first. Oh, come as in EZEJI, oh, to look the other way. While they were about 5 of them, I think Isaiah Oba, that boy, there were 5 of them that called me on a conference call that morning. I was on my bed. I said, listen, who sent you people? Who sent you people? Mazi Namdekan, our leader, his name being removed. The 3 companies, IPOB Worldwide CIC, IPOB Company Limited, Radio Biafra London. He's been the director from day one he founded all these institutions till this day, January 18th, 2022. You went and merged the 3 companies together and then remove his name as director and made that stupid woman, Sophia Carlo, she's the director, and then make Radio Biafra a director in a company. And Mazi Namdekan will be taken to court in 3 weeks' time or thereabout. I asked all of them that question. Had it been I did not find this thing out and raise alarm, this same Kanunta, I called him, informed him. Me and him, we called this stupid woman, this Sophia Carl, that lives somewhere in Manchester, away from Manchester. We told her we give you 48 hours to return Onion Dew's name as the director. That same woman. What did she do? She quickly, after whatever, returned Onyendu's name before Onyendu would be taken to court in 2 weeks' time. And then Biafrans forgot that before then, there was a court date, isn't it? That court date, Onyendu, the Nigerian prosecutor, came out after the court and said, Mazi Nnamdi has denied being the director of IPOB. Before Barrister Jafo came out the next day, that is not what happened in the court. They forget. You know, our people, they easily forget. They were going somewhere. And these are things they did systematically. It's not just they woke up, remove our leader's name. No, they wrote fake letter. Fake letter. Signed the fake signature of our leader that is in custody in DSS. That he is the one that authorizing Sophia Kalo. She put in that letter. The first one. Because in companies house, Mazi, you know how you own companies the same way I own here in UK. You know how things operate. Before you do other things, you write a letter to them. They will take time, maybe a week or 2 weeks to reply. Then for you to act on that. It was systematically they were doing it. I was following them secretly, following them until that 18th January, when they finally thought they have gathered everything together, remove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So by next court date, when they take him to court, they will ask him, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, are you the leader of IPOB? He will say yes. Are you the leader of director of Radio Biafra London? He will say yes. Are you the director of IPOB Worldwide CIC? He will say yes. They will say, but you resigned on the 18th of January from all this company. I asked them, what will be the fate of our leader and this agitation? None of you can answer it. That was the question I asked that stupid boy when they sent him that their franchise. Oh, come as EZEJI and tell as EZEJI that it is a tax return. Man,
Mazi, can I chip in something here?
please, because
now, I know there's a lot of stuff to let out of your heart, but let's take it one at a time. You see, it's very, very imperative that Biafrans understand where we are coming from. We doesn't just sprint from nowhere and start ranting or talking on social media. IPOB have a structure, and our structure remain unshakable. Because those that were called by this mantra, we always follow the path of our leader. What happened in United Kingdom, a lot of people don't know there is an ISO.
they don't know.
Is electronic data that will never go, is electronic print, it doesn't go away for you clowns. It's a cyber crime against IPOB. That my kids in this country will read it one day about Biafra, because my kids know what I'm fighting for. Yeah. Tomorrow they will have the privilege to go to company house and find out the I saw that happened there. It doesn't go away. I want to tell you guys, just like when they wrote that guy letter, he doesn't even know when they invited him. Mazi, it's very important. So we were not going to be diving too much on this, but thank God now you're here. They have carried their smear attack. At the end of the day, they shot themselves on the foot. That is what I said yesterday in my program. China Sanworu, if he's human being or a ghost, is an evil and a devilish guy. Because the same guy, all of them knew that EZEJI has got nothing to do with holding Radio Biafra letter. It was Darlington Imo. Yeah. But they came out that morning. Even some of them, I used to think they're human beings. All of those monkeys came out that morning on this mad dogs so-called platform, ranting about EZEJI. Even there's a video I can play here where they're bragging they drove everybody, and I asked, if I will join IPOB because of people like you, 2 million of you somewhere talking about Biafra, I am as George Umeh will not budge.
Nah.
Yeah, but thank God that the reason why, because we are gatekeepers. We don't just come out and talk. That's why we are gatekeepers. And we gave them time. We gave them time to exhaust their idiocy and their, all whatever information Chikerism have passing on. Chikerism, first of all, violating the fundamental right of people by extending data protection. Information that the principal officer sends to Chikerism will send it to people that has got nothing to do with our official works. Yeah. They are not principal officers. Chikerism does not understand that the world protected by data. DPR. Yeah. They don't know what that means.
No, they don't.
They don't understand what that means. That I can sue you by you letting my information out that I sent to you personally. Encrypted. When WhatsApp said end to end encrypted, that means somebody cannot penetrate. That's what they mean. We are here to educate Biafrans, not to, there's no prejudice. Mazi, EZEJI, and I. It was it's a divine provision. And like I said, we always take a stand. I remember that morning, all of them came out. And I told them what I told them. And I remember somebody mentioning name, Mazi, Umeh, Mazi, EZEJI, and I laughed. If we are people like you that made us to come out to join Mazi and Canada, will not be Biafran. And the person talking in question was the person that we are traveling with leg from Ghana.
Yeah.
Because I remember when this idiot was calling from Mozambique in one shop like that. You know what I mean? In Mozambique. And today, and the Chikechukwu, with a good heart, thought he was dealing with a human being, brought into South Africa. Now he turned a monster. Because Chikedozium, they're looking for willing tools. So, Mazi, going forward, now you have clarified what has transpired, even Trafalgar Square. We're not going to go because already they know what they're going to get if they step their foot in United Kingdom. Like I said, the advice will be given to Biafra is that whatever you do is detrimental to you. Whatever I said, I am liable to it.
Simple.
I am liable to whatever I uttered. That's my word. I'm like Mazi said, before I say anything, we have... you see, I can sit here tonight and say, I can come out every day and be talking. It doesn't pay us. Because that is why do we have Radio Biafra? Why do we contribute money? We have a mouthpiece, which is Radio Biafra, where we worship. That is our hallowed platform. But guess what? They have turned it into a nightmare. This is a platform that our university used to link on every evening to listen, to learn the history. But today, which way are we going? So, Mazi, going forward, tonight, gatekeepers have, reassembled again. And we are giving this notice that everything that has been unchecked will be unchecking them from now going forward. I don't know if you agree with me. But because...
Mazi,
yeah.
I totally agree with you. Anyway, you know what we've been doing, behind the scene. I will make it official tonight. Chikedozium, Abanyin, China Sanworu, how many of you, that concocted that evil? Time for retribution has come. I, Mazi, EZEJI, I warned you people, we judge you, man. Personally, secretly, I warned all of you. I warned all of you. You cannot deny it. You cannot say I did not warn all of you. I warned all of you. Stay away from evil, from wickedness. I warned all of you. You see, our money in America, $747,000. All of you shared with Simon Ekpa, Nelly Ofebu, Madam Oyibo, all of you, shared this money among yourselves. And you bring Simon Ekpa, decoy, if somebody thought, go and attack Simon Ekpa, to deviate attention. There are people that God has put them, aside here and there. They have every access to every information. They have every documentation of the evil, all of you've been doing. Our leader was, immediately he was rendition. What did you people do? Bam! You are making flyer. You are coming to UK. Money. Lobbying group. Lobbying. All of you knew. It's false. It's fake. Our leaders sent information to you people. Don't even the lobby for what? We run parliamentary system here. But because of your wickedness, you went and did the first one. Kanonta told you people, stop it. That is crime. Our leader sent information. This sit at home that is causing problem today in Biafra land. Let me ask you, Chike Doziem, and all of this your little group, did Chukwu Okike Abiyama send you for Biafran agitation? The answer is no. Did Chukwu Okike Abiyama, our leader will always tell you, say, what is the meaning? The mantle for this agitation is on our leader, Onyendu. The mantle is on him. It was the mandate that God gave him. God shows him visions, sends angels to him to minister to him. You bunch of fools that never for one single day, because your heart is so dark, so wicked, you after money. You after, nonsense things of worldly, things that does not satisfy a man. As you people are eating that money, how are you people feeling? All of you, they can crack aqua. All of you, your life, a misery, a mess. Anyways, yes, he will give us that message. Meaning, you see, any order from our leader is a law. You have nothing even to question it. Not for one single minute. If he says, stop that sit at home, come out, tell Biafrans, stop sit at home. That the order is from Onyendu, you go in. That shows purity of heart. Not you, Aleka. Chike Doziem de Kankrikapa. Opening your dirty mouth to say you, even your Mazi, you used to play that his nonsense voice. Opening your mouth to say, oh, you want our leader to give you a reason why he said, stop sitting at home. That sit at home, you cancel it. You want our leader to give you a reason. Because like I wrote on my platform, you see, Onyendu chapter 1 verse 1. Once you disobey any order from Onyendu, you over. The spirit of Biafra has left you, and there is nothing you can do to recover. Nothing. That's why all of you now broken glass. You go to radio Biafra now glass nonsense stupidity. Lay more curses on yourselves and your generation. Who are you? Did anybody enter Biafra or want to join IPOB because of any of you? The answer is no. The answer is no. So, when our leader gives order, you have nothing even. That's why we call out, he said, quasi-military, C&C, command and control. Don't ask questions. Because the mantle is not, the mandate was not given to any of you. The mandate of restoration of Biafra is not given to any of you. So who are you to question Onyendu send information? 96 hours. Say, stop that sit at home. Don't ever go on. Then as you want the reason, him to give you reason. That's when I know you are more than useless. I kept quiet all along, born on Kitty, Onyendu. a man that sees in the spirit, a man of the heavens, a man sent by God, given to us by God, a man that communicates with God, with the angels. They minister to him, they show him things that is going to happen in future. He gave you info. Just stop that sit at home. You people hate it today because Kanonta told you people, stop that sit at home. As Onyendu said, you people, you have created,
Umeh. I serve as a North when they made her an audit or whatever. Onye never told her to audit anything at the end of because if Onye could have said, Madam Nene, allow. The problem was this money mentioned 747,000, which was the account they were 40 years account. They were always rebooting Madam Nene. They were giving password in the morning, in the afternoon they've changed it. That was the problem. And Onyendu made a broadcast specifically saying that some people in America are holding our money. It is not those that hold $30,000, those two men. These are particular, this money before Onyendu was, because I remember Charles Rabbi confirming to me about this 747,000. And we have evidence, damning one, that substantially put. Now, Mazi, Kanu tweeted, I told them then again, that Chikerozian does not have power over Madam Nene. We have three heads. I'll reiterate again. The Director for State, Finance, and Media. These three heads answerable to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu directly, but they work simultaneously as a team. Like Ejimako tweeted, mutual respect among you people. When there is issue, that mutual respect existed when Ichimofo handle IPOB from 20. Few started was when Kanu tweet came in that the sit-at-home was called off because he was part of what is going on inside IPOB within the DOS himself. Today they tell you that Kanu does not have any position in IPOB. It was the same Chinasa Nworu. Remember, Chinasa Nworu was the first person that quickly to come to the Biafra accused Kanu of selling our leader. You know, you remember?
Yeah.
Chinasa Nworu was. That's why I say
For Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. We have come that the will of the Most High may prevail. Radio Biafra is unorthodox. The way we do things are markedly different from how others do it. We are under divine instruction. We have come that Chukwukika may take control of these very proceedings this evening, for we are nothing without him. O Elohim, Chukwukika Biama Purimihenine, unto thee we repose all that we are. Do not allow your children IPOB to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, O mighty one, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you, Elohim, can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise, Ise, Ise. I welcome each and every one of you, wherever you are all over the world. And I ask
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone, fellow Biafrans across the globe. I welcome you once again on this wonderful platform, the critical analysis coming out to you through the auspices of Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Today is the 27th day in 2023, the year of our Lord, and it's approximately 9 minutes on top of the hour wherever you are watching us from. This evening, I have to introduce myself before I proceed. My name is Mazi Umeh. I reside here in the United Kingdom. I am a principal servant of indigenous people of Biafra, the humble servant, and those that believed in the core value of IPOB. For some of you that knows me, I still remember Mazi Umeh, nothing changed. And this evening, it's been a while, but I must tell you that Chukwuokike Abiama, that sitting upon the throne, has ordained this struggle. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the only elephant in the room that we all must worry about. This evening, before I proceed, my monologue this evening is about the evil men that have circled within the IPOB. But I want to assure you one thing this evening. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a spirit. For some of you that join IPOB, knowing why you join IPOB. Before Onyendu was renditioned, he did a program and ordered IPOB. He requested that we watch the enemy at the gate. Tells me that my leader, Mazi Onyendu, knows what was going to happen. 2015, he knew he was going to be arrested. He took that bet and he went home. That was what brought IPOB where we are today. For him to be where he is today, he knew that Biafra is going to be restored in our lifetime. And he said, and I'll quote, 30 years project for Biafra to be restored. So this evening, I want you fellow Biafrans to open your mind. Frontal rope. This frontal rope is Onyendu to have cried overnight, and our First Lady have always retreated about it as well. And tonight I will indulge you to reactivate or activate your frontal rope, because it will help you to understand the time we are in. The time we are in is that time, the appointed time has come. And I want all you to know that what we are doing is more spiritual than physical. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the only elephant. Any other thing is inconsequential, so far as we live. Now, Chike Doziem and his cohort, these are evil men. Let me tell you something. Some of you does not know what is going on in IPOB. I have to take my point of reference this evening from Mazi Uchemofo. I will give him Mazi. He deserves that name. I will give Uchemofo Mazi Uchemofo. I, George Umeh, I will give it, and I will stand to anybody that want to debate about this. You can come out and challenge me or quote me anywhere in life, any country in the world. What they call, anything that happened, they have official inquiry. There must be an inquiry. Where we are today, we didn't know that vultures have circled IPOB. Chike Doziem was the worst thing that have happened to IPOB and his cohorts. These men have come to destroy IPOB. China Sanworu, I don't mention his name because he is the most, when we talk about the debris, China Sanworu is lower than an animal, so far as George Umeh is concerned. But tonight, I want to say one thing here, because we have to go back from where all this started. From basics, we have to tonight. Tonight's program is going to be a marathon. Onyendu have held 8 hours program straight. It's going to be a marathon. I want to unveil some things that will marvel you. Now, Chike Doziem and his cohort, the enemy at gate. The chronicle of a saboteur, Chike Doziem and his cohorts. Woe betide you guys for you daring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Chukwuokike Abiama. If Okike leave it, if Chukwuokike Abiama calls Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, none of your generation will see the light of the day, because you guys have soiled your hands. Tonight, a lot has happened, but I will start from the beginning. There's a fraudulent memo that was issued. Every single thing I'm going to do tonight is going to be detailed, because in this particular program, critical analysis, that's what is critical. We are not beating about the bush. It requires extensive, when they say journalist, when you become a journalist, you have to be investigative journalism. And IPOB, when they say you believe everything's organically, those that we are born with it is what we are looking for. I will give it to you tonight. But firstly, I will indulge you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remained the only elephant in the room. Governor Chukwuma Soludo requested that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release unconditionally. And if the zoo cannot do it, let them release him to his own people. And on top of that, he said, release it to me because Soludo is a governor of a state. He's immune. And people said that Soludo have said it. He have said something that shouldn't be said. Let me shock you. Do you know why? Because Ifeanyi Ejiofor was the evil man between Soludo and IPOB. The question you need to ask yourself, why didn't Soludo become an issue when he said IPOB come out emphatically and said that they are not part of this evil, all this gang in Biafra land? Why didn't I hear anybody questioning Soludo? It was when Soludo knew that this man cannot deliver. Because there has been a lot going behind the scene, me and you don't know. But if you see Soludo come out and tell you that if we want everlasting peace in the southeast, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be on that table, nobody else. Because they have promised him that they were going to deliver to him. What is happening to this is not what he's saying. Like I said, once Onion is locked up in DSS dungeon, Ejiofor will blossom. I repeat this word again. Now, I will play the video, the second interview he held in Channel Television, stating emphatically what he wanted, even telling them that he wanted that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released and be in governor's lodge whenever they want him, we present him, because they have go back and forth, find out he cannot control what is happening in our land now. Do you know why? Because it's gone out of the hands of Onyendu is not here. And the people that fermented all this problem, I will tell you, I will start from the day this problem started in this program. Chike Doziemo and the mad dog that lives in desert, nobody knows who this man is, was the people that turned Biafra land into a bloodbath. And I saw what he wrote today. You see, people like us don't come out and talk. We are the gatekeepers. We talk when necessary because we knew what was happening. I'm not into saga. None of all these idiots, put them together. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, when I debate you, your wife will abandon you instantly. Tonight, I will give it to you. Because I won't, the elephant in the room requires only my attention. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as we hear, the DSS has been refusing him his medication and whatnot, but not China Sanwo-Olu to tell us that. China Sanwo-Olu want our leader dead. You see China Sanwo-Olu? China Sanwo-Olu want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead today or tomorrow. Quote me anywhere. China Sanwo-Olu, if that guy is a human being, he want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead tonight. Whatever he saw, he wrote. I'm not gonna bring that garbage up. Because you know why? It's quite inconsequential. China, like I said this thing before, go and listen to whatever I said before. Whatever China Sanwo-Olu said is his witches or something he has been doing. China Sanwo-Olu want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead. We know what the DSS is doing. If you want to know how our leader is faring, go to Meme's wall in Facebook and saw what he wrote there. I'm not gonna bring it up tonight because there's so many to talk about. But the only information I will give you, if you know how our leader is faring tonight, go to Meme, which is Fine Boy, and found out what is written in his wall on Facebook. Tells you all you need to know about our leader. All this substitute and all this propaganda of China Sanwo-Olu is coming to Radio Biafra tomorrow to come and rant. He has got nothing to offer. He's a riffraff. Somebody that cannot a cowardice that cannot show his face. He claiming you are commanding a rat. He turned out Biafra land into a bloodbath. You people will answer. You see, I've told you, you must go and find out what Kate Chastello into prison in United Kingdom. You guys will not get away with this because people like us are alive. I witnessed what happened in Sierra Leone.
And I knew what they did. People, Biafra war was the only war. After the end of that war, there was, even the refugees never come back. Because our people were docile. Not on our watch. China Sanworu and Chike Doziem and all this gang of criminals that all of you, because you know what? There's no word to identify you guys. If some of us understand what these people are doing in IPOB, you will marvel. And I will tell you tonight, majority of you on social media are ranting. Some of you are looking for paper. Some of you are the ones that have been inducing with money. You don't know nothing about IPOB. That's why when you go to look for a job, they will ask you for your experience. Where have you worked before? Have you served in IPOB as a volunteer, principal officer? Spend your hard-earned money with your own time. I live in the United Kingdom. Time is money. And I know what I do. I don't need to blow the horn on telling you. I never worked for anybody in my life. People like us, we have flied high and stay where we are today because we want to be where we are. So what I'm saying tonight is very simple. Firstly, I'm going to play Soludo's voice. What he said in Channel Television. You reiterate what he's saying in Channel Television. EZEJI, if I knew EZEJI, is an evil man. I grew up in Eden Media. I know Orifte very well. I know of Orifte very, very, very well. You know who my father is. People like us, my father is a very honorable man. There are some people, they are blemish in life. Money doesn't move us. Even if I don't have food to eat, I don't need it from you. Because Chukwuka will provide. That is why I'm urging some of you, before you talk or you want to take sizes, IPOB have code of conduct, and I'll upload some of them tonight to show you, because here we don't mess about, we don't play around. One thing is certain. At the end of this journey, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out gloriously, and IPOB, Biafra must be restored. China Sanworu is wishing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead. I'm telling majority of you, tonight, I've said this before, China Sanworu, if he's a human being, before he came out and admitted that Onyendu suspended into Chikedoziem, I've said that this guy have a pathological hatred where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. And let me shock some of you tonight. That's why I've said something. It's why he came to Radio Biafra for the first time. The references was making about how you behave when someone that trusts you are not there. Let me tell you something. In life, it does not matter what a man did to you. When that man is not around, is not present, the last thing he will do is take a stroke in his own immediate family or immediate family. What some of you do not know, that jumping up and down like an antelope on social media, talking unguardedly for one thing. Some people that have getting 5 years visa, I tell you one thing, any one of you that join IPOB because of you are seeking asylum. The word I told one of my brother in the United Kingdom, and the guy was pure, I told him, you're sitting on top of a blob of our people. None of you will get away with this. You will get the first 5 years, maybe you won't end up with it. But even if you end up with it, that blood will haunt your generation from generation to generation. Go and mark it somewhere. And some of you that have collected money, and one Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to actually died in prison. China Sanworu now is the one writing memo and putting his name down to tell you that they have lost sight. These are a bunch of morons. That's some riffraffs. Looking at them, some of them, I think that's something. Frontal lobe is the fundamental destruction of average black man, especially those from Africa. And tons, and a typically Igbo man thinks he knows it all. But anywhere you go, you see the loudest person. That's the weakest point. We are the weakest of the weakest, because even the Fulani, I'm not saying Hausa, there's a difference between Hausa and Fulani. Hausa people are very good people and very educated people. I say Fulanis are, because if they could rule you 7 years after your brother died, but they kept it secret. Onyendu, 2 months, 1 month before Onyendu has issue, Chikedoziem answer question we never hand that answer to. Chikedoziem, I warned you people, but you people kept deaf ears. Now, I'm going to take it one after another, step by step. Soludo's voice is what I'm going to play. The second time Soludo have just said it. And when a man speaks, look at the body language. Do you know why? Soludo know that it is a bunch of clowns. And for you to see EZEJI to counter that particular, plead, for our leader to be released because Soludo have found out that, including all of them, none of them can do anything. As far as Mazi Nnamdi is in DSS dungeon, there's majority of people you cannot control anymore. Onyendu, there's Mazi Nnamdi secret followers, even IPOB cannot control. They know that Mazi Nnamdi is the golden egg Biafrans at large have. And he chose to sacrifice his two parents with his family that you guys are using today to do, toss like a football. But do you know why? They decided to do it. They were a humble family. They were choosing for this particular journey. That is why they're taking it. They're not taking it because they wouldn't turn back and say, to hell with all of you. They're doing it because Chukwu Kabiyama man is mandated from heaven. When you say when the first time he went to Israel to pray, that voice came. He ignored it. Second time he said, but one thing he must do, never you lie. Onyendu said he will sacrifice in the front of our Afariku Ibek in that particular loyal family. I remember the day, if we go back, we'll find it. Onyendu said it. The two parents was there, the wife was there. He said, I will sacrifice my two parents, including my wife and my kids. The goosebump that caught me that day, I said, is this man a human being? But my instinct never failed me. Told me who has done so. All his brothers, Canon Takano left Germany and went home. His wife left and went home. Fine Boy is there. And you guys have the temerity. Mazi Nnamdi is locked up in DSS dungeon. The only thing you guys do is Mazi Nnamdi's family. And somebody will be writing that DSS have given Mazi Nnamdi poison. What other poison do you want them to give Mazi Nnamdi? Well, you already told them that Mazi Nnamdi is powerless. So how do you explain that? Chikedozie said we almost push across that Onyendu is in charge. But ignore Onyendu's instruction. So we think DSS doesn't listen to you or what he gossip in Radio Biafra or what you say, or you guys are not involved with DSS. Now I'm beginning to suspect that what people say, anytime you hear rumor, because then we are not sure. But everything now people we are saying before is not clear. Even when they accuse Chikedozie going back home. Because Tony Nzumike, we couldn't have known that Tony Nzumike went back home and married. If not because of the secret audio that he did. That means that Chikedozie actually went home and went and bought houses. These are facts. Because people knows them. This was confirmed. And then the only leeway he said, Fine Boy, he called Fine Boy. He didn't say Canon Takano. He Fine Boy and put it in video. That would be, I know somebody know who China Sanwo is. It's not is because he's a coward dies. This guy is lower than animal. He's nobody. This is actually the guy that probably if they say somebody sold Onyendu, but I know Mazi Nnamdi is not really concerned about who sold him. Because if anyone to come out tonight, he'll come out. One thing I want to tell you tonight is that the chronicle of a saboteur Chikedozie, aka the enemy at the gate. And I will indulge you tonight. Go and watch Enemy at the Gate. Understand? Double standard. You see what happened in our former account and Umeh account. I will give you the history of Umeh account today. And what happened in our account. Like I said, I don't just come out here and yap. We are too civilized and too sophisticated to be making gesture of ourselves. Because we know why we join IPOB. I have something to do. My time is very precious to me. But I forfeit for everything. My kid is not even around. He won't hear any noise in this house. Because I love my country. And it's a sacrifice I have to give because many people have given their life. Including Mazi Nnamdi Kano's two parents died. And 28 men fall on 14 September 2017, including Jack. And this man decided to ridicule Mazi Nnamdi Kano. My God, Chukwu Kabiyama. If you leave it, he must arise. Tonight, I want to play Soludo's voice. The reason why I'm playing all these things is because you have to put me right. Like I said, we will be dealing with their own issues. We have never gone into things we know. I dare you. Some of you today are doing what you do because you want to become a principal officer. I don't know why. You need to show me your receipt you've been paying before. Because people like us, we put in, we don't take. We came to restore Biafra. We are not here to take from Biafrans. We are here to restore our dear nation. That is why I joined IPOB. And that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kano left everything he was doing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an educated man. He was an educated man. He's an orator. If Mazi decided to come out and even is only opening his mouth is millions of dollars. And some of you have the temerity. Infantry, riffraffs, hiding under IPOB to be a little petit 419 or Ibu Alaji, very old Ekai people. The way they talk and what they do tells you all you need to know. Thank you, my wonderful people of Biafra. I want you to pay attention because tonight's program is going to be a landmark because there's a lot of information in this program. Now, Soludo must speak and listen to what he said and be passionate. Call him to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And these men are opposing it. What does that tell you? If you don't have any politician in the so-called Eastern region, which is Biafra land, supporting what we are doing, that means we're not going to get any support from any country in the world. Mark it somewhere. And what we are doing is political because we've gone beyond being myopic. The fact is that we are looking to restore Biafra and it must be in democratic setting. That is why Onyendi requested that they should give us a date for referendum. Meaning being that our kit and kin must join us in what we do. This is not a joke. Listen to this. This is Governor Chukwuma Soludo reiterating again what he said before. He was attacked by some hoodlums.
Alpha Power Media International.
Question. You made a public request for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And there was a response from the Attorney General in an interview to an online newspaper where he said there hasn't been any official request made from you for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. You said publicly that you are ready to be a surety for Nnamdi Kanu. Now, are you willing to make that official and official request for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, or have you done so?
He will receive that letter in a few days' time. And I'm very serious about this. And because it's not just something personal. It's not Chukwuma, Charles Soludo. It's not about me or governance. It's about the life, security, and prosperity of the entire Southeast. See, we need to be serious and get into this conversation. We want this election to go peacefully in the Southeast. We want everybody to participate. We want peace and security to return. We want long-term transformation of this place for us to become very secure and prosperous component of Nigeria. But you need all the stakeholders around the table. Now, I thank the President for his assistance to the security agencies with what they call the kinetic approach. The force, the shooting, the military, all the armed forces, security forces. They have been doing a great job in helping us. But we need to bring this thing to a sustainable conclusion. We need to discuss this security in a way and manner that you can see the end. You can't continue to shooting is one way of solving it. The non-kinetic approach is what would also complement this. And we want this thing to be fast-tracked in a manner to bring it to a close. For example, in Anambra here, we're doing all kinds of things with the youths, employing youths and getting them engaged, training thousands of youths, and to be dispensing resources to them. Very quickly, part of this non-kinetic approach, we've instituted a commission of inquiry to be able to unravel the remote and the immediate causes of the insecurity and the agitations in the Southeast. But these are not enough. There is someone who is critical in this conversation. We need him around the table. For us to, because we also believe, since it's, coming from this part of the country, the things we hear about their agitations tell us that they're also concerned about the prosperity of the Southeast. But we can't have sustainable prosperity if we don't have sustainable security. And to have that sustainable security, we need the critical forces around the table. And that's why I will continue to push on this, and I want to believe that other leaders in the Southeast.
The reason why I play this audio is to clarify something here. That somebody, what we have been clamoring for a very long time, that our allies and the governors are not speaking, and some people are saying because he was in the campaign ground, that is the appropriate place actually to mention Onyendu's name in the hearing of every single person. It could be more political when he done it to the close, behind curtains or behind doors, but he came out publicly and proclaimed that. He has went back to say, to reiterate what he have said before. And it is very obvious that every Ashandri must understand that it's not political, that he meant every syllable that come out of his mouth. But the problem we have here is those that want Mazi and the candidate are not comfortable with what he has said. He was given an option. Tonight, I want every single Biafran to ignore whatever China Sanwo-Olu is writing. China Sanwo-Olu actually want Mazi and the candidate. That's all I have to tell you. So, clarification of Chukwuma Soludo, an attack that comes from some charlatans, so-called media worms, and these are wretched individuals that don't even know their left from their right. Their frontal lobe is not working, and they get entangled with things that are not real. Tonight, there's two things I want to do. There was an illegal memo that was written from Germany. These are a spell criminal that came to United Kingdom and violated the fundamental right of IPOB. When IPOB, I'm going to read that on our code of conduct. As an IPOB member, not alone to be a national coordinator in a country. Onyendu said, and I quote, every national coordinator represents Mazi Nnamdi in every country. Because Chikedozion was the person that bastardized it and not jumping up and down because you want to achieve a particular agenda to destroy IPOB within. Those that wasn't buying into their cabalism, that are the people they tag, people being insubordinate. But I want to show you something tonight. Before I will pull the fraudulent memo and what has written on it, I want to play a video of this guy where he was in United Kingdom, and I will tell you the implication of what he did in United Kingdom and the reason why probably that is why the highest commander of IPOB expelled him, not even suspend. It was expelled from IPOB, indefinitely expelled from IPOB. Collins Chinedu came to United Kingdom. It was overwhelmed with the cabal, and he doesn't understand how the system functions in UK. That where he was a center of attraction in United Kingdom, a tourist spot in United Kingdom, which is Trafalgar Square. That is where everybody, side attraction, close to Westminster, that same road take you to Westminster, take you to Buckingham Palace is there. That is the center of UK in London here. That guy was there, mouthing like a mad dog, attack a fellow IPOB member that came. Even your worst enemy, the last thing you must do is to touch them or talk to them in public setting. Even in a meeting. It's written in our code of conduct verbatim. Not in this country that we live. You might have a different law in Germany, but in UK here, there's a different law here. You have got no right. Even when somebody walked into your private property in the United Kingdom, you don't take laws into your hand. You must consult the authority. It's not America that you shot somebody, you go to prison. You finish. Now, I want to play Collins Chinedu's, what I'm gonna use on this. But let me play this first before I will go on to his issue. You know, because at the end of the day, it is very, very important that we prove what we are doing before we start it.
International.
Tested it now, and the Biafran security guys have removed him. He has walked away. He has walked away. So these are the infiltrators, the ones that the enemy. Yes.
Mazi, I want to meet him. I'm suspending Kanunta. Let hell fall. No, national damage. Suspend Kanunta because under my own instruction to Germany. Let's stop this thing. Kanunta is a student of Germany. Why would we give Kanunta this power in the Messiah?
Anyway, he's not going to destroy our. He's not going to destroy our 1 million man match today. He's nobody. He's not all the Biafrans are watching all over the world. He's the guy they called EZEJI.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
This is supposedly a national coordinator of a country, which is Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Then I hope you guys heard what he said. I hope you guys heard what he said. Because it's very, very imperative that we all understand what has happened and all this conspiracy theory that's going on right now, why it's going on within IPOB. This is Chinedu Collins. Was in UK and they actually attacked EZEJI mother. And the so-called deputy European rep Isaiah was the person that recorded this amateur video and made it available to public. And this is a very degrading for IPOB family members around the world. So I just want to let us know that Chinedu Collins has been expelled from IPOB by the highest command of IPOB, which is Mazi, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. Anybody dealing with that guy is actually sitting on, you're not going to call this, he's not in subordination anymore within our architect, the way IPOB is structured. So, but you actually now being under treason by dealing with Collins. And most importantly, I want to point out here is that he has not handed over properties that were given to him as an IPOB property. He still withheld them. And even going extra mile, because the cabal has held bent. So now I want to show you in our code of conduct what they just did and where our code of conduct prohibited within IPOB. Like I said, tonight's program is going to be a different one. I just played Chinedu Collins. His exhibition in United Kingdom is absurd. I want to take you to our code of conduct and show you where he was stated. Such thing is not tolerated in IPOB. So just bear with me a minute. because I want to get this right. So I want to take you to where this is prohibited. Within our code of conduct. I need to get another code of conduct to where I mark this up, because it's been marked up and I have to get the right one. I have to get the right one. I have to get the right code of conduct. I have to get the right one. Give me a second. Just give me a sec. I just need to get the code of conduct, the right one that I want to use for this particular. It's a bit tedious sometimes, but I have to get through it. So the code of conduct I'm going to use was marked up actually, and I just want to make sure that I have the right thing, but I don't know why it's not coming up. So I had it marked up. Okay, let me just go back a bit. It's not what I want. I don't know why this is coming up. Don't know why this is coming up. This is not what I want. I don't know why it's coming up. Okay, but at the same time, I can read it out for you here. I did mark it up, but if you come to the section B, general rules of IPOB, if you're looking at it on our code of conduct on I and double I, it said all IPOB family must maintain decorum of all at all IPOB events, be in IPOB family meeting or IPOB larry. No IPOB family member shall engage in physical scuffle or fight or any form of destructive behavior during IPOB meeting or event. I just needed to make this clear to understand where Collins actually failed himself. And it's very, very important that people understand exactly why all this is being the way it's at this point in time. This is where Collins broke IPOB code of conduct by the subsection B general rules. You do not lay your hands on anybody, on even verbally or scuffles within IPOB family members. It is there verbatim. So that is where this Collins of a guy actually violated the code of conduct of IPOB. So that is why I want to make sure that whatever I've said tonight is going to be itemized. I'm going to pull up the code of conduct where I've actually highlighted everything properly. Now, this is just for Collins, but what I'm calling tonight on IPOB members in Germany, you guys must stand up against this tyranny and all this cabal. Chike Doziem, the Chronicle itself, and the enemy at the gate with his cohorts have come to destroy IPOB within. The level they are going right now, majority of you, we're gonna making some things public soon because a lot of it's going on behind the scene. Chike Doziem and his cohort, what they have planned, they don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out alive. That is why you could see the vicious attack they have, unleashed on Governor Chukwuma Soludo. Now, I just want everybody. A lot of people have probably seen this shenanigan here, so-called memo. This guy have got no right to write any memo within IPOB, form of official documents, because he's officially been expelled from IPOB. Expelled, not suspend, is expelled. But listen to this. Chike Doziem, the chronicle of a saboteur, aka the enemy at the gate, has buried himself alive. Now the Kaaba is not allowed in IPOB. Only our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has the power to appoint and dismissal in IPOB. Nobody else have that power. Only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have that power. And it's verbatim in our code of conduct. I'm going to bring the code of conduct, a different one I have marked up, and I'm going to be telling you what is it. I'm not going to try to obstruct myself again with that. I want to put up things, I'm going to bring it up. Now, this particular memo, for anybody that wants to know, just look at it here. This is for public release. There's nothing like, because Mazi Kanu issue is very peculiar. When God wants to kill somebody, first of all, it will struck you with madness. And now they are naked in a very good day. These guys are naked. Because I'm going to bring the genesis of everything that have happened. And I want every Biafran tonight, every single thing they have written in this so-called memo is false. They forgot the main thing. Now, they're playing propaganda. That is why when you see them crying crocodile tears, saying you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is sick, is dying, they want him dead. These people don't want our leader alive. Because if you want to end our life, the only thing you will do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to obey his command. That's all. Nothing else is asking you. Follow his instruction. If you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be alive and to be healthy, implement instruction. There's no need of people playing ping pong with themselves, saying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is sick, to drive your attention, because they want to come on Radio Biafra to play politics and who they're going to sack or whatnot. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear. Issue of Mazi Kanu, I said this from the beginning. Anything I have said remains the same because I don't change. It's just like Madam Nenyanya. When the issue of Madam Nenyanya came up, I told them, Chike Doziem have got no right. He has no power. He's powerless where he come to Madam Nenyanya. But that particular nitwit, Abani, came and he's one used to go around the world and plan this evil. These are petty 419ers. Listen to me. Their own 419 wasn't that they're smart. They wasn't smart. That's why they live in Swiss, all these countries. That's why they're there. They didn't move forward. I'm being honest with you. These people and who push them, they all have contact with all these are Igbo Alaji. These people that were stealing in Lagos. I almost been victim of them one time in Lagos. That is the kind of people we are dealing with. But only do have to use those that were available. When your Yeshua came to the world, who did we work with? He worked with those who are available. Availability in IPOB is our code of conduct. It's paramount. So I won't blame our leader. There's nothing that happened to that I will blame Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But the good thing about it is Onyendu is aware of all these vultures. Onyendu know. He knows about all these people. That is why he told you that when they asked him 2018, how many men have you found? Onyendu said, I have not found up to 3 men. Then Uchimofo was still with us. Uchimofo is an angel. To compare to Chike Doziem and his cronies. These are evil men. Now, let me take us to another level. Because some of you does not know what happened. But have you asked yourself a question? When the sit-at-home issue, I'm going to play Chike Doziem voice where he told Onyendu accident. He refused to suspend the sit-at-home. Then I will bring you back from the genesis of issue of sit-at-home. How it started. And what was going to happen. China Sanwo even said it. They tell us that Neko. All this was a fallacy. But today, this is China Sanwo right up today. Are you seeing him here? This is China Sanwo saying, China Sanwo. Most of you allow yourself to be carried away with blackmail and lies. Now the enemy succeeded in their plan to harm us. Courtesy of who? Courtesy of Chike Doziem and this particular imposture called Chinasa Nworu. The guy is a devil. The mayhem going on in the bloodbath in Biafra land today, the people you must call accountable is Chike Doziem. If this guy is real, Chike Doziem will find him where he is. But Chike Doziem say he will take responsibility. I will play his voice where he accepted responsibility. Whatever that has happened in Biafra land today, yeah, is Chike Doziem to be held responsible. When Onyendu have 30 seconds to speak to us, he say, I want Biafra land to be peaceful. But look at what he's writing. The same today he wrote about Onyendu being sick. The news he had, he didn't hear any news. That is his wish. Chinasa Nworu want Mazi Nnamdi dead today, tomorrow. All of them from A to Z. I'm not mimicking them, but I'm telling you, if they let them swear with anything they have, because these are evil men. I've said before, anything Chinasa Nworu said is something that he's already been doing or something he's about to do. His wishes is what he's telling you. Look at what he's saying here. Most of you. Who are the most of you? He compared Onyendu with Uwazurike. Who are the most of you? He's himself. The spirit of Biafra is beating him up in desert where he lives. He live in desert. Imagine. He live in Kuwait, Arab country. How can you be loyal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? But Onyendu have to take a bet in certain things. Do you understand me? I just put this up here. But I want to take us where all this whole saga starts tonight. Like I said, it's going to be a marathon. First of all, I'm going to play Chike Doziem's voice, where he accepted that Onyendu actually. Oh no, I will first of all go back. Let me start with the tweet. How all this thing started with the sit at home. I want to lay you bare here now. Now, I don't know if some of you know who Jonathan Cooper is. May his soul rest in peace. Because we went to his memorial. Even when we went to his memorial in United Kingdom, they take it as a propaganda. How men are cruel. How men are evil. This man here was one of the person that was speaking for Biafra and is very strong in UK in human rights, a human rights lawyer, advocate across the globe. Look at this tweet here. I will play the voice of BBC. The BBC reported about this particular incident. For some of you today, Chinasa Nworu, I just showed you what he wrote. That some of you, but they forget all these things. They think we are just riffraff for playing. This is Jonathan Cooper. May his soul rest in peace. I went to his memorial with our national coordinator. And they never mentioned it for one day. Leadership we have, so-called leadership. He said the report, selectively highly the crisis facing Nigeria. What it is does deal with to call for self-determination and Buhari's and Nigerian state determination to deny their rights. Now, this woman is the person that reported this particular incident. And I will show you as he stand here after that particular tweet. Kanu Ntakanu tweeted. This is Kanu Ntakanu tweet here. I hope everybody's watching it. These are the crime of Mazi Kanu Ntakanu as a member of IPOB, pointing out the obvious danger. As we are witnessing today in Biafra land, as a member of IPOB, as a member of this IPOB global family, I know what I'm expected to do at all time. At all time. This tweet must be happening at 8th of August 2021. At all time. To protect this family. I'm not in a hurry to speak, but DOS should explain to IPOB worldwide what they know before they sit at home. Which Onyendu, he accepted it, I will play his voice. Which Onyendu, 72 hours before they announced it already, Onyendu asked them to suspend the sit at home. This is Kanu Ntakanu tweet. Because we must go back to know where Kanu Ntakanu, what Kanu Ntakanu has said over time. Tonight, what I want to open your mind. Let us stop being, ignoramus and being, cynical about things that are before us. This is the genesis of everything that have happened in IPOB. Though before then, Canon Takano was literally a member of the US because they cannot deny it. Let any of them come and deny they wasn't having a meeting with Canon Takano because they said they called Canon Takano. Canon Takano told me Onyendu was playing in the mountain. But why didn't Onyendu tell you if he was playing in the mountain or not, or he wrote it or whatever? What not? Canon Takano know. Why didn't you know? But this is because we want to know where all this problem started. What actually, sit at home is the reason why today Biafra land is a bloodbath. The zoo have gotten what they wanted. So now they're going into villages and killing our people. No one is saying anything. Courtesy of Chike Doziem. I'm not mentioning China Sanwo because Chike Doziem accepted that he did it. He disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi, and he accepted it publicly. So I'll hold him accountable. Now, this is kind of Takano tweet, if I'm not mistaken, because this tweet might be on maybe 8th of August or 9th of August. But as I go forward, this is what he said. And this is his words. After I will go to the next stage. I don't need any recharge card before I will speak the truth. That is why I am under oath. Because recharge card word is not today that I started. He has been using it. Even the riffraff, the guy that all these people that are still aspiring to travel abroad that lives in South Africa that is under methamphetamine, that smoking some useless there. They all accepted with Mazi Takano. He's on record. You can play it for you if you want to listen. And he said again, he said, the day I saved millions of Biafran lives and the role of DOS, explain to Biafrans before I speak to the British and Nigerian, have been longing to cast Biafra IPOB to a violent movement. Did you see it now? Where we are today. This is what Canon Takano was warning Chike Doziem and all this bunch of moron. This is Canon Takano tweet. After Jonathan tweeted with BBC radio reporting, and as we are when this thing was happening on the 7th, British Navy was at Port of Bonny, and American Marine was in the Guinea Gulf when all this thing was happening. That why China Sanwo was bragging. Some people tell us that the NATO is coming. Today, what is coming in? Is not the same China Sanwo crying? Is it not the same China Sanwo if he's a human being crying? But this is what Canon Takano told them. Onyendu saw and told them suspend the sit at home. Jonathan, may his soul rest in peace, tweeted this, questioning the BBC. Why are you reporting sectionally? Why are you reporting this? Is it what you're supposed to be doing? By then, they have planned this massacre. It could have been in a massive scale if that shit at home could have gone, because you're obstructing. Some of you don't understand. Where do you have? It's not making mouth. Before you want to go to war, Biafrans have went to war before. You can't go to war unprepared. It is not wishful thinking. It is not something you would sit down overnight and think. These who have they have Alpha Jet. They got money to buy arm. Do you have anyone? You don't have nothing. Onyendu, you people force Onyendu to talk to how much will go to the defense fund over less than $150,000 in 2019. It's on air. I have it. I can play it for you. So Canon Takano say the day I saved millions of Biafrans, Hatch Biafrans' life and the role of DOS. Explain to IPOB before I speak. He asked them, explain to IPOB. The British and Nigeria have been longing to cast IPOB as a violent movement, which that particular audio I'm going to play from BBC, we hear what they say. And today, where do they build their pillar? Where do they get in the alibi to come to Biafra land and massacre? Nobody's reporting it. Courtesy of Chike Doziem. As I go forward. Now, the same Canon Takano tweeting. This is the genesis of the carnage ravaging Biafra land. The disobedient Chike Doziem and China Sanwo. Canon Takano tweet again. Nigeria need to know that even whistle and incarceration, Hatch Mazi Nnamdi, the call of Biafra for self-determination will continue. Hatch IPOB suspended sit at home due to the NECO exam that is starting tomorrow in Biafra land. Hatch IPOB postponed the sit at home till later date. Now, listen, China Sanwo, I will play his voice where he says some people say NATO. He's referring to Canon Takano. I want to know what is happening today. What we are talking about. What is the situation in Biafra land today? The same China Sanwo cry that some people has been, China Samoru and Chike Doziem. This is crime of Canon Takano. All this tweet was going on August 2021. Canon Takano was warning these people. He was warning them extensively. Because Onyendu told them, don't call this sister at home. Suspend it. Onyendu saw what was going to happen. Just like what happened on SARS. And it has happened. You cannot control those in the street with arm anymore. You don't have the power. Don't come here and lie to anybody. I don't care what Simon Ekpa is doing. That is his business. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you guys gave Simon Ekpa the mandate of whatever he's doing today. He's living large. You guys made him who he is. And I don't have issues with him. Since he's not encroaching in IPOB, today, you people are our primary problem. Some people will say they're grooming, so what do they call it? When I came to defend you, did you groom me? Do I know you? Have you ever spoke to me before? What was the voice that came against Simon Ekpa? Even in Rapture Media. Well, how many people are still going in Rapture Media to talk there? If it wasn't me and Mazi EZEJI, who the heck are you guys? You've been ranting in your bedroom. What do you have to offer? We came out when it required. Now I'm asking you. This is Canon Takano's tweet. Because you have to be the foundation where all this problem started. Today, Biafra land is under carnage. Courtesy of Chike Doziemo, the enemy at the gate. Chike Doziemi is the enemy at the gate. Onyendu urged all of us, go and watch Mean Double Standard and Chike Doziem. The same thing that happened to that little boy. If it don't happen to you, it happened to your generation. Go and mark my word today. I George Umeh said it. Because we see through all of you guys. I will continue. This is a tweet. Now, I'm going to play the voice of BBC concerning this issue. Then I will now go to Umeh account. Yeah? I'm not here to play with anybody. We are very, very, very precise in what we do. You know what I mean? Very passionate in what we do. So anybody thinking that we are here to joke, no, I'm not here to joke. Listen to this.
Criminals look for easy targets and quick profits. Yes, another security crisis that's received little attention in international media is the clashes in southeastern Nigeria. The army wing of a proscribed separatist group, the indigenous people of Biafra, has been attacking police stations and killing officers in the region. The group accuses the government of neglecting the southeast and of torturing and persecuting separatists. There have also been calls for the southwest of the country to break away because of clashes between local farmers and herders who are Fulanis, the same ethnic group as Nigeria's president, Muhammadu Buhari. Agitators in the southwest claim the government is showing favoritism towards the herders. The sheer volume of conflict around the country is leading to a siege mentality. More and more young Nigerians are talking about leaving. I'm attending goodbye parties for people moving abroad every week. One of my friends recently mentioned that the taxi driver who took him to the airport announced proudly that he was relocating to New Zealand. Nigerians have always moved around the world, but the growing insecurity could mean the country loses its brightest talent. As an expatriate, I always knew my days here were numbered, but part of me feels sad at the thought of one day leaving this vibrant and wonderful country. Despite the insecurity and other challenges, Nigerians always find a way to thrive. They are this country's true wealth.
Well, I hope every single one of you listen. This is the substitute of British government, and BBC reported this, I think in BBC 4. And Jonathan Cooper picked it up because he knew their plan, what was their planning. And that was the reason why all the tweeted Canon Takano tweeted. This is a crime of Canon Takano. Sit at home. Who is responsible? Chike doesn't take liability of it, which I'm going to prove later. Now, this is Umeh account. Umeh account. This is I think it's Simon Ekpa tweeted this. Now, listen carefully. This is Simon Ekpa Twitter's handle when he tweeted Umeh account. ESN worldwide bank account details for you to donate and support We Move. Umeh account. Umeh account is a question for another day. Because I will bring it out here to every Biafran to see what Chike Doziem and his men have done to IPOB. This is Umeh account. How they started. This is crimes of Canon Takano. This is where all began. Which Chike Doziem, aka the enemy at the gate, was aware that Umeh account was opened with Onyendu's falsified signature by Rita Eze, aka Madam Oyibo. Chike Doziem wasn't in on. We have all the documents. Some people it's not a hidden document. They one time show the bank statement, but they didn't tell you the truth. People like us, we itemize it and bring it here for Biafran to actually understand and make it public. Because we are holding them responsible. Their wishes is to Onyendu to die, but Mazi Nnamdi is undiable. You can't kill Mazi Nnamdi because he didn't call him. That's the bad news for all of you. And that's where you guys have stuck. Now, I will go further. This is Simon Ekwa's Twitter handle. When all of them was whining and dining. Because one thing some of you don't know, that ESN from an account, there were $747,000 in that account when Madam Oyibo shut it off. Chike Doziem was aware. Simon Ekpa was aware. All of them was aware. They share this money among themselves. And now Chike Doziem accepted that Madam Oyibo now is the leader of IPOB. It's on writing. Whatever I said here, I can prove it. That's why we are different from any other. Now, I want to go forward and show you what Canon Takano has done in IPOB. This is Canon Takano tweeting. As an IPOB member, it is your fundamental right to point out fraud when you see one within IPOB, backed by Code of Conduct of IPOB. Canon Takano tweeted here. #IPOB Biafra Movement for Self-Determination, led by Mazi Nnamdi, victim of extraordinary rendition. IPOB is not in corporation sharing the account, this account of Umeh, as the US to IPOB family global. Either she or he shared is a fraud star. Canon Takano went ahead about this account. That is the only crime Canon Takano committed. I tell people from beginning, Canon Takano speak. Any IPOB member that is pure, you must be concerned about whatever Canon Takano is worth, because Canon Takano is carrying our burden. That's something you must not take away. Canon Takano is Onyendu's younger brother, immediate younger brother, that if Onyendu is not here today, he's the one that will take in charge of Okukano family. Number 1. 2, he's privileged to information. That's 2. 3, he cares for our people. Excuse me. This is Canon Takano's tweet. We know why I'm showing all these things. They think we are just there, we don't remember things. They tell you what you want to hear, because propaganda and substitute and lies and blackmail is the order of the day. And obviously, sometimes they're crying about it. They employ me. What can you give me to come out and talk for you? The heck do you think you are? Some of all these people will invite me in their platform and never go there. To go and do what? I can see through some of them. Some of them can lie. I will come. If they lie, I'll mention their names. I prove when they asked me to come to that. I didn't budge. I will tell you my keys are around. I won't come because my spirit doesn't accept. If my spirit did not accept you, I wouldn't. If it wasn't for Mazi EZEJI, I would never appear in what's it called? Rapture Media. Because number 1 is not IPOB platform. I will never appear there. God in heaven be my witness. And I told that clan in Germany the day he called me, I said, I don't defend individual. I don't gossip. I don't gossip. I don't talk behind people. These are crime of Mazi Canon Takano. And up to tomorrow morning, Chike Doziem have not told us how much has gone into this account. Like I said, 747,000 was shared among themselves, including Simon Ekpa. All of them get their own share in that money. And that is where their problem started. Quote me anywhere. Quote to me anywhere, including a Jofo. All of them share that money. 747,000. If you remember, it was second to last broadcast Onyendu made. Onyendu says some people are holding now. It's not the people that hold about 80-something thousand. Mazi Okoro or whatever he called his name. This was Madam Oyibo, which Charles Rabbi told me, George, that Madam Oyibo said he will transfer the money, never transferred the money. And that's why they went after Madam Nenyanya. For no reason, up to today, they have not rested. But you know what? Chukwuokika Biam oversees the affairs of IPO. But I'm showing you Canon Takano's crime. Canon Takano's crime is what I'm showing you. Again, on 29th to 30th of July, I summoned we already been oppressed. Our people been oppressed. We are here to, to redeem the dignity of mankind, of the people of Biafra. That's why we're here. So, I will play their voices and comment on them. I'm not going to be long. A couple of their voices I'm going to play, and looking forward on what's going to happen next week. But before then, let's listen to their voices and see those people that we are. Onyendu has given this mantle of leadership to lead us. Yeah.
Suspend the sit at home. And I asked our people, those that I had discussion, I said, but what is the reason? Did Onyendu give any reason why we should suspend it? And they said he didn't give a reason. And I asked them, but you tell me, what reason would I give Biafrans why I am suspending this sit at home when our demands has not been met? That was my question. I asked those both in DOS and those who were not in DOS that I had the opportunity to speak with. They were there, the news. I asked them, what will be the reason I have to give? And with that, sorry, I think I'm trying to mix a little thing here, but the lawyers have not come back to us now. Now, this is before the night, the first day of it. So when I was asking them, what is the reason they want us to suspend this thing? And they told me that we should use NECO as an excuse. I mean, we should use NECO because of the exam that the people are trying to hold. And I said, but NECO doesn't really, it's not the strongest excuse to give the Biafrans why we should stop the sit at home. And I will be very, very frank. And I will take the responsibility. I haven't said it on air before because it's not me. I don't come on air to. And I said, because there is no reason from our leader that we should stop this sit at home, that we are going to go ahead with the sit at home. And then we went ahead with the first sit at home. After we did the first sit at home, and it was a huge success, unbelievably successful. Then, after that same Monday after the sit at home, the lawyers had a visit again to Onyendu, and they now came back and said that Onyendu said we must suspend that sit at home. So that message came now the second time, and I said, okay, if Onyendu insists, after the evidence we have provided that this thing was successful and that our people were willing to do it, if he insists, I will suspend it. And I suspended it. That instruction came from Onyendu. And anybody who tells you otherwise is lying. And that's how I'll answer that question for you. Now, when we mount up that pressure.
For those that might be listening, the first voice you heard was Mazi Chike Dozem voice, where he's narrating. He's narrating how the reason why he actually disobeyed the highest command in IPOB, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But probably we're going to hear him again, where he's actually admitting that we must not isolate our leader, on his own words. That is how pertinent and very, obvious on the part, and how double standard this guy is. How ridiculous and obnoxious Mazi is. So many people does not understand the words that comes out of their mouth. And the definition of that words is what you must take home. Chike Doziem knew. And he have admitted. And this was when all this Umuada highway put him on check, because he was working with them. And they ridiculed him in a meeting and posted it on social media. He admitted that we will always be pushed across that Onyendu is in charge. What my question is, when you listen to this voice, what has changed? He accepted that that's why he's an obedient follower. So many people think that, some people tell you, oh, you're fighting DOS. This has nothing to do with DOS. DOS is Mazi Nnamdi. Mazi Nnamdi is DOS, which is the body that governs IPOB. Chikerizem is occupying position there with all this gang of cabal that he had just built to weaken IPOB within. I want you to use your frontal lobe. Allow it to work. Critical think. This is the word our leader's wife was giving you guys. When somebody says something, critical analyze. That is why this program is called Critical Analysis. It's critical when he come here to you to listen to what we say. Question is, what has changed for Chike Doziem for questioning Mazi Nnamdi to give him his reason why he should suspend it at home? But as God might have it, the reasons are now staring at Chike Doziem faces. Chike Doziem, the question with your cabal is now, what are you going to do to now reverse the cost and the mayhem in Biafra land? Because it was just one single disobedience from you. The whole Biafra land is ablaze. That is why you must understand that you cannot even fit in Mazi Nnamdi kind of finger. Because what Onyendu see, he said he see things in, even the zoo, all of them today agree with Onyendu directly or indirectly, because everything Mazi Nnamdi have uttered from his word, from his mouth has come to pass. Only thing that remains is say Biafra will be the last miracle. And that's where we are now. That's why I'm telling people, don't go wary on the path we are going. All you need to do, make sure you take a stand and take the path of the truth, which is the path of Mazi Nnamdi. Nothing else. If you follow Onyendu's direction, your heart is peaceful. Like I said, if I finish this program, I go to bed. My woman knows me. She tells me, I have a sleeping disorder. In this country, that God name for everything. You sleep like a baby, because I think nothing. I owe nobody anything. My heart is clean. I speak with no grudges against Chike Doziem, but only I'm pointing out to Chike Doziem to him to understand that Mazi Nnamdi kind of life is in danger. Chike Doziem oversee people discrediting the palace of Afale Kubek, which Mazi Nnamdi is apparent heir to the throne today, which is your leader. And he said nothing. You want me, George Umeh, to shut my mouth? That is why in old days, we were the people, I think it was our set that were born before things changed in Biafra land. Because we know that people don't lie in our place. Where I came from, people don't lie. If you lie, that's something that happened to me when I was growing up in my family. And that was the thing that abstained me from our people. I became so, I don't know how to say it. I became abstained because when I see segregation in a very gang-up manner, this blackmail, even people are dying because of their lying. People still hell-bent. That's how bad it was. So Chike Doziem, question to you to question Mazi Nnamdi. I think you see what that question has brought us to. And Soludo today, or yesterday I saw, I think EZEJI made himself proud to stand in that gap to tell this Zoological Republic, whoever is wearing masks ruling the country, because the Buhari died in
2015 or 2017, which everybody was aware of it. 2017 to be precise. And buried in shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. There's no question about it. There's no apology. That is very clear. If they say it's no, they don't put it in the charge they give our leader and they will prove it in the court of law, which the court of law does not exist. It doesn't function in that damnable geological republic. We don't just come out and talk. Onyendu have taught us well. And one thing you must understand is this. IPOB is not a tea party. We are freedom fighters. And we are fighting demons. Because Biafra has remained the only thing that's Biafra is the only thing standing between the light and darkness. Once Biafra is restored, they know the light has come on this fucking earth. Because Biafra will change everything, especially in our race. Regardless where you find yourself in the world, you'll become proud. Because we are godly people. My question to Chikedozium tonight. Did you see, when you question your God, the repercussion of it? Did you see, for singular disobedience, what has become of Biafra land today? And Onyendu still reiterates, when he had the opportunity to speak, I think it's 20 seconds, for the first time, all this while has been held incommunicado in court. He said, let Biafra land be peaceful. That is why I'm here. You know, when I had that voice, I wasn't surprised, but, you know, I was fulfilled. Do you know why? Because I know who I'm following. I didn't just wake up and join IPOB. I had a voice. And that voice was missing in my soul. Mazi Nnamdi kind of voice is an angelic voice. Only people that were divine, that was one of my friends. There was a day I sent him link that the Onyendu was on David Cameron. The guy said, George, no, we'll not listen to this. And later the guy told me my mom is booking mass for Onyendu. I said, well, it's fine. Because, you know, what we see, you can't see it. We attached our leader because the spirit that is in our leader. If you're pure, I'm not saying that, you know, just a little bit of it. That blessing will be upon you. Because you're dealing with a man that is very, very, very... Our leader is whiter than snow. Even if you go close to Onyendu, so many people that got privileged to our leader think that Onyendu is an ordinary person. When he came to UK here, I warned all these people. I said, this man is not an ordinary person. The first time I had privilege to see our leader, I tell them, I don't want to go close to Onyendu. Because you know why? There's something in him that you don't know. That is what, no matter who Onyendu is, he can't do him anything. Even those people coming to all of them are being careful. Don't forget that the first DSS that manhandled Onyendu, after that thing happened, the guy fell. Our leader is not a man he can touch anyhow and leave tomorrow. My question to Chike Dozium, what has changed to project that Onyendu is being charged? You knew this, Chike Dozium. My question to you, what has changed? And you know you're putting our leader in danger by publicly admitting that he disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on Radio Biafra. And people keep quiet, saying leadership, protect leadership. Which leadership are you protecting? You need to explain it to me. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go on with the one they call China Sanworu, the devil himself.
Everywhere started to panic. When we declared this sit at home, we got a message from the leader that we should call off this sit at home. I don't want to go deep on people. There were people who played a very dangerous role against that sit at home for their own selfish interest. Because I expect you to come here to ask. When we put sit at home, you saw that Ohaneze Ndigbo, you saw the people opposing the sit at home. You saw them. And you saw people who were giving them thumb up. It is that destruction they want in IPOB. It is to destroy and discredit the IPOB leadership. And that is what we are doing. We are after due consultation with our leader, we went ahead, conducted the first sit at home that was carried round.
Just for record purposes, if a pathological liar, this idiot, if he's a human being, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our spirit leader, suspended sit at home 96 hours before China Sanwo-Olu come on air and announce that sit at home. He said after due consultation. The clown speak English, he don't even understand the meaning. He said after due consultation with our leader. But your leader told you 96 hours before that first sit at home. I want to follow this particular audio just bit by bit, because I want people to take this home. This guy, if he's a human being, like I said, which is not interest to me, but I will address him like like an imposter, personally. But I know he's a human being because I remember 2015 when Onyendu went to Kuwait. He hosted our leader then, but there was no video shot to show who the guy was. Like he's claiming that Onyendu said, hide yourself on social media as who. What is a lie? This is when he was trying to sell himself because they plan all these things. He projected Kanu Takanu to be a leader once Onyendu was rendition. Kanu Takanu to help. And asked him, are you demented? When they had Simon Ekpa was going to be their leader, all of them go ballistic. That's where all of them get problem. After they share 747,000. What you be asking China Sanwo-Olu, I just want to point out when he say due consultation. That's why I'm stopping it. Yeah? Then I'm going to go forward to explain.
The war. Our leader continued to send message that they sit at home. We should call it off.
Yeah, but did you hear him say previously? Okay, I'm going to push this back. Before our leader was sending message. Let's listen to this. I want you to listen to this.
I had conducted the first sit at home that was carried around the world. Our leader continued to send message that they sit at home. We should call it off. The message continued to come. Everybody was reluctant to call it off.
One thing I want to say, Biafram, don't forget that this is a spot check. When they say Q&A, moron. Do you see him come to the Biafra to do Q&A again? Because they do stage manage to call people. Onyendu normally do Q&A on Fridays. Across board will call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Onyendu doesn't get angry. The one thing is that leaders are born. You can't make yourself a leader when you're not one. Just like as I am here now, yeah? If I put a telephone, like me and Mazi EZEJI, we used to allow people to call with the critical questions within IPOB. I'm not bragging. I'll answer it and ease and lecture you as well on top of it. So Onyendu does not open phone because why would I get angry with an IPOB member if I'm pure? I only direct you. She doesn't want to get angry on people because they are lying. That's why they can't come here anymore to answer questions. All these audios we are playing, you see how God deals with them. They don't know that Chukwu Okabiama work in a mysterious way. Now, this somebody called on Radio Biafra, asked a question, and now is giving reason why they didn't suspend the sit at home. But he didn't tell the person that before he came to Radio Biafra to announce it, 96 hours before the announcement, Onyendu have instructed them. Just like Chikeleze previous said that Onyendu sent message, then he asked why. That time is asking why was 96 hours. Do you know what is 96 hours? 24 hours make a day. 24 hours makes a day. So calculate it, 96 hours. How many days was it? How many hours? I want somebody to tell me 96 divided by 24. You tell me how many days, how many hours was it? How many days was it? And he's telling you after due consultation. Just like he said in one of his ranting that code of conduct told him that when Onyendu is not there, Chikeleze takes over. He asked him on which code of conduct on which paragraph in code of conduct did you read that? Who do you think you're talking to? Some kind of idiots or some morons are you speaking to? Critical analysis is not for my comrade Mazi Umeh normally said that it is not a popular demand, and I concord with him. It is not a popular demand. It opens your umlangata. You know, that front rope is what we are targeting to wake you up. Don't carry that way with your leadership. Leadership with what do is tantamount to zero. That's what they used to blackmail people. Today, they are now openly begging people to go back to their zone, even after they have now diverting our money. They're eating blood money. That generation will pay dearly for this. For their Mazi and IPOB at large. Chukwuka Abiyama will never forgive them. Mark my words somewhere, George Umeh said it without. I'm telling you that Chukwuka Abiyama will never allow Chike Doziem and his gang of, you see this cabal they be with IPOB, they will never go scot-free. Mark my word. We see people die miserably. I don't want to mention their names. And you could see their condition. Even Onyendu is in DSA. Look at Mazi Nnamdi. Can you compare Mazi Nnamdi with Chike Doziem or Austin Albani? Just, and because I want you to see Chidas Sanwo-Olu. If you're a human being, unveil yourself. Mazi Nnamdi did not ask you to hide yourself because you are irrelevant, my brother. I'm telling you, if you're a human being. But like I said, they want to use you. That's why they want to use you. When he started shouting like a mad dog, I knew that we were driving somewhere. I knew there's something not real about you. Even I have defended that name without even knowing who the name was. And I have evidence to back it up. Like we said, we don't just talk anyhow. But let's continue listening to him.
Why I'm explaining this thing is that at the end of the day, I want you who have supported them, because they sit at home Monday, our people have been voluntarily. When we announced they sit at home, we got messages. Even we are not normal. We know that spoken word cannot be retrieved back. But the enemies of this struggle, they continue to attack the sit at home. They continue to bring excuses that NATO is coming. This one is coming. The university is 6 months on strike till now. They use it to blackmail the IPOB leadership, if you are not aware. Everywhere was that the Chike Doziem and Chinas Sanwo-Olu, they don't listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying.
Now, I just want to, like I said, this is a critical analysis. This platform, it doesn't mean like morons, or people that are using pseudonym to come and comment is irrelevant. The same person that just told you that Onyendu was saying that everybody was reluctant. Now he's more saying that what he hear that everybody is saying that Chike Doziem and Chinas Sanwo-Olu does not listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you see how contradictive he's in one particular section? He's talking, contradicting himself, because once he lie, it requires 100. If you lie one lie, at least you need 10 to 20 to cover it up. And that is why when they were making all this comment, they never knew. They didn't see this particular side of what we are doing coming, because Chukwuka Abiyama have planted this particular day for them. Little did they know. They don't know. And they don't know what is coming.
That they disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And you are one of those people. I am making you a direct accusation. Some of you, like you, were part of the people carrying all this kind of rumor that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to allow somebody to come on radio. They refused. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to cancel the sit at home. They refused. I know this struggle. That word that I spoke, because it was in conformity in what the leadership agreed, and it was the best for.
Did you listen to him? That it was in conformity with what the leadership agreed, and it was best for the leadership. But the same person told you in the same particular section that Onyendu was sending message to suspend the sit at home, but it was conformity with what the leadership. He asked a question: who is this leadership with what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? I will give you an assignment tonight. Go, if you're not a principal officer, you can go back to your coordinator. You've taken oath before. The content of the oath, because the oath is something that we do it under 5-10 minutes. Some people don't remember the wording. Now, or you don't remember those wording. He just walked away. Or
our code of conduct, you can go to your coordinator and request for, because I send it to people in my zone. I email it to everybody. Because as a member of IPOB, once you take out, our company with the code of conduct, those that were in IPOB when the code of conduct was not actually in black and white, I email it to all of them. It's your duty to you to understand, just like when you go to job, there's code of conduct in every job you go today that you are working under. You must abide to it. If you don't abide to it, you intend to lose your job. So go read the code of conduct and tell me where in that code of conduct Chinasa Nworu or Chikedoziem's name was mentioned. Or where the position there say that is a permanent position there. The answer is no. But you can listen to this clown trying to project himself what he's not. But people like us are here to undo them, because we know that the contract they have taken is to destroy IPOB within, but they will destroy their generation. That's a promise.
The struggle. But you were there when people were blackmailing Chinasa Nworu and Chikedoziemo. It was to avoid saying that we disobey Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because we must always listen to him, whether in the DSS
International.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and I was saying that I thank sister that just spoke, especially again because at the last conclusion of her statement, she said it all because she said, I'm the second in command. I'm the second in command. The first in command is there. I cannot honestly be expected to take over the work of the first command. The first command is reachable. He is still in charge. And that is what I have been trying to let our people know. That is also what the enemy wants us to do. They want us to isolate our leader. Isolate him in the sense that believing that he's not in control. Oyendu is in control, and that is what we must push across. I am second in command. When there are issues...
Fellow comrades, critical analysis, we don't play gimmicks here. Neither do we propagate falsehood. Whatever we do fact check first before we commence on it. I start with the voice of Chikedoziem on this DOS, this gang of DOS. This gang of, board of DOS. I use the word board of DOS. That's the right word, because DOS is this is arm of government, arms that govern IPOB. Yeah? That's the department of IPOB that foresee IPOB day-to-day affair. So I would say some of the board of DOS that have turned into a cabal. It was questioned our leader in the beginning of this particular audio why the sit-at-home must be suspended. Right? But now, you will listen to what he's saying. I want you to carry on going.
That I can deal with immediately and deal with as second command that does not need the input of Oyendu, I deal with them. Because I know he has taught me how to deal with those issues. But if there are so weighty issues that we need the first in command to make an input, I will act according to his instructions. And as I'm speaking to you, Oyendu is seized of the allegations about his head of finance. I know the instructions as he told me to carry out. Based on that, he has not asked me to remove anybody, and I cannot remove anybody because Oyendu, people are going around saying, I said it on my broadcast. And I'm very disappointed. Are we deliberately trying to isolate him? Because that is what they want us to do. We must push it all the time that the Oyendu is in charge. That is what scares our enemy. If we reduce his authority, we are putting him in danger. And I cannot be part of that. So until he tells me in that very serious allegation, very serious matter, that he appointed the head of finance and taking into account that these allegations have been there before he got this issue that he has now. He was already aware of it. He hasn't acted on them, and up to now he hasn't asked me to act on it. I don't think it's reasonable for me to act without his authority. I can't do that. That is why I'm a very, very simple, obedient, follower. That is how it is. I know where my responsibility lie. I know where my duties lie. I know where I am expected to act, and in those areas, be rest assured that I will act. Where the input of Onyendu is needed, I will wait for his input before I act. We are here also, we may disagree on that, but that is my outlook of this whole situation. I have been in this movement.
Okay, this is the second voice of Chike Doziem, and this voice was actually when the Omada Highway put him on check. From the beginning of this audio, where Chike Doziem was asking Onyendu questions. Apparently, for those that don't know, Onyendu called off this sit-at-home. That's when I say 96 hours, but I'll give you the date, which is on 5th of September 2021. 5th of September 2021, Onyendu instructed that this sit-at-home must not go forward. Then nobody were aware of this. Yeah? And that day was a visitation whistled and they called for lockdown. And the lockdown was called on the 9th of September. That was when they called that. And because of there, when he was making this reference about when he asked those that bring the message, because Onyendu's order must be respected. Onyendu don't have to give you a reason. That is why NECO came in, because they were questioning Onyendu. And now a suggestion came in and said, keep the reason that NECO, because our people, our children must go to school. If need be, whereas Onyendu have already given you instruction, do not go forward with this particular sit-at-home. IPOB started sit-at-home since 2016, and we have been successful. Lockdown, we use it as our BizBite referendum we done, on 2016. Every sit-at-home is lock and key. We've done it, so it's not the first time. But we call sit-at-home, we dissolve it. No one has ever had. Onyendu was in the dungeon 2015, 16, 17, 18 to 19. We had numerous sit-at-home. For one day, it was never discussed how about of that sit-at-home. That is where you know that Chike Doziem and his gang of parades they're not here to restore Biafra. They're here for their own agenda. And that agenda, majority of the contract they have taken, they fell and now stumbling into what they have done. But for the record's sake, Onyendu call off that sit-at-home. Even he called it off within the IPOB leadership by saying, don't go forward. Listen, Onyendu say, don't go forward with the sit-at-home announcement on Edo Biafra on the 5th of September. And they called for this lockdown on the 9th of September. So, I don't know what else to tell you, because at the end of the day, and you ask yourself, Biafra land today, who is responsible? Even those people that are causing those mayhem today in Biafra land, that's courtesy of Chike Doziem, and as I accepted, that is going to take the responsibility. And all the responsibility falls in his shoulder and without no apology. Let's move forward on their voices.
For Alpha Power Media International.
To court. With the state of the mind you have seen our leader, do you think our leader is not capable of making any decision? Something he sees may affect him or affect the struggle. That's number one. Number two, the IPOB leadership is not taking orders. Every order. What Mazi Kano is doing is to...
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Times are different with the time we are in. The kind of detention somebody is equating to that you don't take orders is the time.
Yeah, sorry for that. Is actually make a mistake. It was on 5th of August 2021. Yeah, to 5th of August. 5th of August, yeah. 5th of August 2021. 5th of August. 5th of August. And the sit-at-home was called on the 9th of August. So just get that record straight.
When messages passes from one hand to another before it gets to the leader. Now, we have been in this struggle. We work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ask the lawyers. There are message. If they bring it, we told them this message is not what we expect. That means the message might be diluted. We now use our brain and decode the remaining things we have to do. That is why we are...
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Now, this is same still China Sanwo-Olu talking. That they can ask the lawyers that when they brought message, some message has been diluted. Now they use their brain to decode it. Do you see where our problem lies? That is why I said before, and the point of reference on this whole thing is Uchemofo. That's why we have Radio Biafra. Uchemofo now sometimes comes up on middle of night and make a broadcast, repeat it in the morning. So those that were asleep will listen to that particular broadcast uncensored. But he had him now saying that when there is a message, he cannot go back to he can't go to DSS dungeon to meet Onyendu. But when Onyendu has been sent message, the message he accepts is one that suits him. The one he felt that it doesn't suit him, he rack shoulder with our leader and use their brain. So why do you need message from Onyendu? Why don't you use your brain and run IPOB if you are capable of doing it? If the messages that are bringing to you been censored, all you need to do, he bought a plane and come down to the zoo. He accused Bruce Fame of being paid 50,000 anytime you go to the zoo. He's an American, but he's going to see our leader. But you live in Kuwait in desert. He never attempt to go see our leader. Even when they accuse you, you went home, he denied it. And he using Fine Boy as an alibi, he put your camera. But it probably is a fact. Because on what you guys are doing now, there's nothing they say you guys do. I will come out and say you didn't do it. Because you guys have done capable things that no one even aware. I've defended that name without even know where it was happening. But people like us, we don't just jump into, because in IPOB, we don't blackmail. Our code of Sunday say irrefutable evidence. I can't just come out here and be talking, mentioning people's name, calling Chikedoziem. If I don't have evidence against Chikedoziem, I wouldn't do it. Because Chikedoziem have got some evidences against him within IPOB leadership. I'm a principal officer. There's things he have done that he shouldn't have done. Even things he have said publicly that he shouldn't have said. Like questioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is what that disqualified Chikedoziem from being involved in any part of IPOB arm of leadership. Uchenna Siebu was only thing that kicked him out of IPOB. He disobeyed Onyendu. To suspend his comrade, he disobeyed Onyendu. And that was it for him.
There are many people who have refused to respect and obey this IPOB structure. Some people went home. They said, because it's only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu I will respect. When he is out, I will come out. But let me give you a message. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also take advice from the IPOB leadership. We do advise each other when we have things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody who takes advice. Put in your mind, you have closed every door to even work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I know when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out, you go to him and tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because you were not there, I didn't want to work. And if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tell me to work with you, I will tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I won't work with you. Because if in your absence, you don't respect the leadership, you don't work with anybody in the leadership. Now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out, you come to work with the leadership, we won't work with you. It's as simple as ABCD. And he will understand our stand. Because you can't insult. We are building a nation. We are building a country, an institution. Now at the end of the day, if
I want to comment, because you see, a blackmailer sometimes they become, obnoxious. Now, some people who doesn't understand will say, "Oh, he said we are building a nation." Oh, some people who doesn't respect the leadership when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was there. But how would the person respect you
while you are indirectly sitting on indirect insubordination, grossly one, against the leadership of IPOB, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Can you know, the point I'm making here, the reason why we continue to play these voices, because these people has got no voice to talk any longer. They will remain, their mouth will be hanged on their jaw to the rest of their generation, because they have by the finger that fed them. He's telling you about leadership, but his boss is not being respected. So how you intend now to run IPOB, that we are building a nation? You building a nation, your leader is being incommunicado based on the nation you want to achieve. Now, the only thing, and your boss, the hierarchy which is them know, we should not isolate our leader. You yourself knows that, because we did not isolate Onye in the 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, T20. That is why IPOB still exists. Because if it was this pattern you guys are using that we use, IPOB could have died a natural death. So what you're saying, you actually violate need, but you're still talking about it. Very, very important. People pick up your words.
What if Biafra comes today? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu retire, that he said he don't want to be the leader.
For your information, Onyendu said once Biafra is restored, you moron, because I know you don't follow our leader. Onyendu said the day Biafra is restored, everybody stand down and his job is finished. None of his family member will held any position in IPOB, Chinas and Wall. If you're real, I will put in Onyendu because I know you don't follow our leader. Because if you follow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will remember his words when you talk. When Biafra is restored, none of us will stand talking about leadership. Everybody will stand down. The Biafran people now will now decide who is going to rule them, and everything will be done in the open for record purposes.
Leader emerge. You say you won't respect that place, then you go home and you sleep and close your mouth shut. It is stupidity and ignorance. Anybody opening his mouth anywhere and say, I don't listen to anybody, only Mazi Nnamdi. You are stupid. When you are making such comment, it doesn't show that you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That does not what it means.
Of course you do. When you are indirectly disobeying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's 100% are those that love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because Chinas and Woru, if you were not a threat to Onyendu, by you coming out and say that Mazi was sending message, everybody was reluctant. I don't think anybody. I said I have defended that name. I don't know you. I don't need to know you because we have a structure. So anybody that today that has gone against you is those that still have their discerning mind intact. Just know that.
It shows how stupid and selfish and ignorant you are. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not only him, it's IPOB. It's not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that. It is the IPOB made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lead IPOB to the glory also.
For information, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made IPOB because without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there wouldn't be IPOB. Just know that. Indigenous people of Biafra, all of us are indigenous people of Biafra, but that name to excel, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it possible. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu registered it here in United Kingdom. He has that vision. So for you say that IPOB made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that's a wrong word. Like I said, you are a vindictive against our leader. And that is why you are the first person to come to Radio Biafra to take on Kanu Takano, telling Biafrans that he know what happened to his brother. And only in the same message, but today none of you addressed it. The way you talk shows that you are far from the reality. IPOB did not make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made IPOB. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu slept in the street of London here in Tesco, Chimofo confirmed it. When he lost his home here because he was sponsoring Radio Biafra. Kanu Young, his younger brother, was living here with him. So two of them was going through this struggle. None of you know. So for you to say that IPOB made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you're a very, very devilish person. For your information, IPOB is in, just some people are claiming that they are indigenous people. Nobody take that away from you. But that name, to become what it is today, someone made it what it is today. And that is why what is one of the problems of fighting United Kingdom, for you to remove that name, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from Company's House. It was that single movement for him to register IPOB in Company House that brought us to where we are today. So for you to open your gut to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not make IPOB made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that's a fundamental error. Correct yourself. Okay?
for you to say only when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out, you come back to the struggle, that is for you. Remember, most of you, we have marked many of you. There are some of you who have, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had problem. I'm not asking you to respect me. I don't need respect from you. Respect the institution. Respect the structure of IPOB. Some of you who come and talk rubbish on social media talk, you are not giving up to my younger sisters. You are not giving up to my younger sisters. Some of you not giving up to my younger brothers. You are not giving up to my cousins. People who respect us. We have a lot of people who respect us. You are nobody. But you come, you put your mouth, because talk is free. You come, you demonize the leadership. You think tomorrow, if when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out, you come, you say, because that time Mazi Nnamdi, that time you go and walk in the office of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If he takes you, you walk there. If he don't take you, you take your bag and go home and sit. Dear friends and all the lovers of freedom, we have stayed very long on this program. I did
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
There are things we can praise the pot in everything we scatter. Yes. But as we are planning it also, we take, sometimes we do inform our leader also. We say, wait. But there is a time we also, because we don't want what happened in there. We don't want what happened.
You know why I'm playing all this guy voice? I want IPOB, genuine IPOB member that still have their frontal rope working. Chike Doziem is a green snake in a green grass. And had this guy they call Abani now become the real chameleon within. Now, both of them think they are not, they're not audible to talk. So probably they think they found voice on this guy, this pseudo guy called China Sanwo-Olu. If you listen to amount of blunder that this guy have made on Radio Biafra, all these things he's hearing is his response on Radio Biafra where we worship against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't understand if some of you understand the implication of what this guy have said with his own mouth. This is just chunk of it. I allow it tonight to play because, for a reason, I just want you to listen to Chike Doziem. Listen to Chike Doziem have said his own, judge himself. That is bad. But this guy called China Sanwo-Olu, listen to him and the way he talk. He will be saying something, indicting himself on that same talk he's talking about. But because he has already hell-bent on what he's doing. Just listen to him. Onyendu will send message sometimes, we inform Onyendu, but sometimes they use, he's projecting the Radio Biafra that Onyendu message is quite irrelevant to what the decision they make. So after you listening to this, what does this tell you? And how do you think our enemy perceive this? Like Chike Doziem have already admitted that we must at all times project that Onyendu is still in charge. I just want you guys to use that critical thinking. Our leader wife mentioned this when she was talking. And the frontal lobe retreat our leader. And people thinking, that's why this is a critical analysis. We are not here to pat people at back. It doesn't matter if it's one person. Because Onyendu say 100 men and women with clean heart. If we have pure, genuine people, because IPOB is more than 100 countries in the world, one in which one country, Biafra will be restored. But we must be pure. After listening to this guy, the damage that this guy, China Sanwo-Olu, what have come out of this guy, man, the people that knows him, they must make him available when the time is right. God be my witness.
During the sit-at-home order to repeat itself. We don't want. We don't want an order we will give now. The enemies will, and we feel it may be too early. We don't want to do it based on what, because of these enemies, infiltrators. Let me tell you something.
This is the tools they use to confuse so many IPOB members. They said enemy, and they tell you infiltrators, they call autopilots. All these things was orchestrated to divert your attention. But if you will go down and sit down and listen to this guy's voice,
what has come out of his mouth, and how those voices was eating them up by himself, you ask yourself, who is the real autopilot? Who is the real infiltrator within IPOB? Who is the real enemy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Chinasa Nworu is the number one enemy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. Quote me anywhere. After you listen to, this is just chunk of his voice, and all this allowed on our platform we paid for. On our platform we paid for. Onyendu used to take a very accolade that the whole world listened to Radio Biafra. I'm still asking, is it the same Radio Biafra? Listening to this clown, this is his voice.
Tell you something. This thing we are doing, if we don't handle it very well, because that is what the government wants us to do. When we just mention back, you will see they will use anybody. You saw what happened in the sit at home. You saw it.
Did you see what he just said? He said this is what government want us to do. If he mentioned back, that is why when they start mentioning his name, every state managed zoo they will mention Chinasa Nworu because he's in contact with these people. I've said it before, and I don't just say things without any backing it up. Why are they mentioning his name? Even the person that was never in any IPOB platform mentioned to be heading any security architect within IPOB. That's number one. In this particular audio, you will listen to him what the government want us to do if you mention back. And I said it before, whatever Chinasa Nworu do is liable to it. It has nothing to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Biafra land is in turmoil. It's not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's in them, because Mazi Onyendu instructed them almost 4 days before they made it. Was on 5th of August 2021, and that lockdown started on 9th. Do the math. So it's on record. That's why we have to reiterate it all the time. And Onyendu, the opportunity to end it hard in court, he made it clear that he want Biafra land to be peaceful. Chinasa Nworu was the first person to use Radio Biafra to blackmail a fellow comrade. First started with Canon Takano. That Canon Takano told them that Onyendu was in the mountain to tell Biafra, oh, he knew what happened to his brother. And that was a campaign the whole people carried up. Chinasa Nworu, if he's a human being, he have done so much stuff that, listen, if you not question who is this guy. I remember one of my comrade in my zone was when the guy was literally an autopilot, if you want to use the word, but I called him disgruntled up IPOB because of all this nonsense going on. There was question, who is this Chinasa Nworu? Then we are defending that we don't have to know every IPOB principal officers. Yeah, fair enough. If he was in a good course. But when the light have shed and the truth comes out, you find out that this guy is an impostor. And I know his position in IPOB. And I've speak to people that is very close. I'm a principal officer. That's things I know. I don't have to come here and be ranting about it. But I'm holding them responsible for their own words they have uttered. I'm going to deal with them tonight because it's almost 2 hours. Probably I'm going to have a midweek program this week, maybe like Wednesday. I want to go into their errats, and what transpired in Germany and all that. I'm going to talk about it. Probably it's not going to be tonight because I'm going to have a very busy week. This week we are coming in, even though I put a lot. I've got my personal stuff to do as well. But like I was saying, so at the end of the day, if you listen to all this he's saying, you ask yourself, which way do we go? But I want this to finish before I end this program.
You saw it that just to announce something for the benefit of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he was not listening. You saw it. You saw his brothers came out, issued their own press release. You saw, this is what they are waiting for. They came to counter all the effort and that pronouncement. What people don't understand, they were fighting a wrong fight. That pronouncement, that the same day I made that pronouncement, one thing people don't know is this. I didn't make that pronouncement by my own power. But somehow I was asked to always go on radio to speak to our people. And that was the time I was given that instruction. And the moment I pour out that word, it becomes like waking the... Even when we want to call it off, the members of the DOS was saying we cannot call this thing off. But it's because of the pressure, putting pressure on Onyendu. And at the end of the day, it's the sit at home not heading to YA. People capitalize on it.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Enwere every evidence igosi that na ihe niile ga-eme onye ndu nọ n'aka Chukwu. Can you imagine? Hi, alwe man.
Reaction of human being. All human reaction. If a man like this, how a human being should react.
Yes.
Is how we are reacting. But all the muka, spiritually, all the muka,
yeah. Also, I think so too.
Yes, and all the muka, or what came back at
for those that are listening, for abundance of that, the person you hearing his voice is this guy called Tony Nzumike. You know, the wretched fool that was sleeping in our office in Germany. You know, and this is the audio, one of the audio that he passed on to their distractor to blackmail our head of finance. You know, a virtuous woman, but Chineke na kpọrọ ekwensu kpọrọ ọkụ. And at the same time, they are blackmailing their own self because, like I said, once you're not pure in this struggle, okay, will always bring you out. He was asked a question on this conversation. We don't know who he was talking to. What hope do we have about our leader coming out? He said that is in the God, Onanaka Chukwu means is in only God. This just tell you the mindset of the people that purportedly are the people reading us. So, and the person that is using this now to do program now saw opportunity and know that he's dealing with a bunch of clowns. Why wouldn't he jump on it? I just want this audio to finish, and this program will call you a day.
After this stage,
yes, yes, all
time. Yes, although all the mega balance in
HDM. Yeah. You see, kind of check
the way it looks like.
You see, that's.
I will talk about this tomorrow. Because I will talk about this tomorrow because more I'm following the reason why. I'm following the reason why this kind of normal go anybody that this kind of three. Or just first one is Zoya, is just second one.
Zoya.
Yeah?
Zoya.
Okay. You know what is they talking about when Onyendu went to Kenya? The Zoya and our head of finance. No. This is the where you need to start asking questions. If you guys are actually relevant to Onyendu, or if Onyendu trusts you guys as you claim, why did Onyendu not tell his so-called second in command where he was going? Which of course I knew they know where he was, but they're trying to exempt themselves. But if Madam Nendianya was aware, why weren't you aware? It tells a lot of stuff. But you see, the reason why I allow this voice to play tonight, because we've been playing this voice, we'll play it to just talk over it, and we'll continue to play it. Anytime I come on air, probably it won't be this chunk of it. But I will always reiterate on this particular, we must take ourselves back to basis where all this mayhem started, right? So this is the person that was having a private conversation. This guy gave a huge amount of information that tantamounted to be is a national security within IPOB, which in turns is what they call, when you give us such information, yeah, it's what they describe as espionage within in any armed organization or country or your own country you worked for. and giving information. Just like you see Joe Biden now, they call it classified information. He was a vice which he has no power to declassify any information. But this guy now is far from that. But he was sent an errand. That errand is what he's here talking. Onyendu knocked his chest that the hardcore IPOB, they will never utter a word. They will drink cyanide. Is Nzurumike part of those people that will drink cyanide? And these are people that is in RCC, in our reconciliation committee, which the guy have bastardized, has gone around now. He is the king of cabal. What they have done, what he's doing is grooming irats to attack people that have done nothing. But they will not see that of them, not why people else are still around. I want this to finish and we'll call it a night.
Ogwaro anybody.
Yes.
How can you create departments who are supposed to report to HOD? The sinners.
Blame Onyendu.
Yeah, this is Nzurumike blaming our leader. So it's very important, And who is using this to do program is Simon Ekpa, which they passed the audio to him. Just to, Madam Nene, when they carried out that vigorous attack against our finance, they were all in one agreement to make sure they destroy IPOB finance within. But only blockade they've got and they still have is Madam Nene, because Madam Nene, she's not going anywhere. I warned them from the beginning, just like I'm still warning them now. They have got no business with our finance. Only in the one, men should stay clear from our finance. It's on record. So anybody that trespassing within our finance, that person is the biggest enemy within IPOB and Mazi Nandekano. There's no two ways about it. Even he don't even know where our leader is being held. This is the deputy head of Directorate of State, and people will tell you that we are protecting leadership. Nzurumike did not even know where Onyendu is being locked up. Is he the kind of people that they call leaders? The clown does not even know where our leader has been locked up. Now they're taking a shot at our leader. Like I said, these people are devilish. They're evil men.
That would the problem.
Sorry, I don't know.
He creates a structure. Come here and maintain that structure. So when you report what you know ahead of you, get somebody report it to me direct. Report to me direct if
you have few people to go this message for him.
Sorry.
Yeah?
And we were not feeling too much my brother. And before I
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Yes, thank you, wonderful people of Biafra and fellow comrades, those that are watching me. Tonight is a bit of today is a wonderful day, to be quite frankly with you. And this program, earlier on before I start, there was a little bit of itches with my system, but subsequently everything was fine. So I'm gonna stop this program here. Probably midweek I will do a program specifically for couple stuffs. But tonight this program is very, very important that you go back and listen. Those are it's very important that you pay attention on the ears of the words. There's no need of gimmicks any longer. This man within IPOB and the biggest obstacle that IPOB have. But we will stay true. We've done it before. Like I said, we overrun them because good begot evil. Evil men will not see the light of the day within IPOB. Mazi Nandekano will come out triumphantly. But as it stands today, these people has got no place within IPOB. All of them, they knows that. And not why people like us are around. They know that whatever they have done, there's a consequences and there's a day for them to answer to whatever they have done. I just want to thank every single one of you that have listened and those that are going to watch this program. Your mind has to be open. Your frontal lobes should be activated and you have to critical think. Like our leader's wife said, if somebody said that someone pushed something, you ask why. All these words, all these voices you've heard, listen to them again and ask yourself question. Which direction are these people taking us? Every single thing that has happened, this man was warned. There was a direct message from our leader, but they ignored every single one of them. Every single one of them, they ignored it. Tells you all you need to know. I'll rest my case here. And I thank all of you. All I'm going to do again, as I normally do, I will put our leader's lamentation for those three IPOB members. Wherever you are hiding, I think it's about time you come out. There's no hiding place. For me, from here, good night.
Our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel because man did not ask us to come. Chukwu Abiyama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, that I was called to do this very work, I will not speak to any of you anymore. But Chukwu Abiyama said this very gospel must be preached, and we must preach it. I have prayed since yesterday up until now. My request is very simple. The same prayer I made in secret, I will make out here in the open. Chukwu Abiyama biko. Since it is your intention that your kingdom will be restored upon this very earth, I need men. I need men. I did not say boys. I said I need men. Those of them that you created to restore your kingdom, they should come forward now, not tomorrow, not next year. Chukwu Abiyama. You must bring them now. I did not say tomorrow. Because the insult is too much. It is beyond what any human being can endure. We want to go and get Biafra, or we die in the process, because we are better off dead than witness some of this nonsense going on. The level of insult is beyond what any decent human being can tolerate. They bring their cattle into our land. They desecrate our land. They kill us in the presence of our families and nobody does anything about it. And when the police attend, the police sit idly by as people are being killed by not a multitude of people. Only 4. Only 4 Awasa people can sack an entire village in Biafra land, and we call ourselves men. No, we are not men. Until we redeem our honor. Until we look at integrity and say, we must have a part of it. Until then, to be honest with you. This is Radio Biafra. Now is the time to come forward. I did not say tomorrow.
We already been oppressed. Our people been oppressed. We are here to, to redeem the dignity of mankind, of the people of Biafra. That's why we're here. So, I will play their voices and comment on them. I'm not going to be long. A couple of their voices I'm going to play, and looking forward on what's going to happen next week. But before then, let's listen to their voices and see those people that we are. Onyendu has given this mantle of leadership to lead us. Yeah.
Suspend the seat at home. And I asked